Good afternoon, Professor Löwensteinová. As you have read my email, I'm Eun-Jeung Lee, a PhD student at the Institute of Korean Studies at Freie Universität of Berlin. It's a great pleasure to finally meet you, and thank you very much for taking the time to join this interview today. So before we begin, I would like to address a few administrative matters briefly. This interview is part of the research project organized by the Korea Europe Center at Free University of Berlin and funded by Korea Development Institute, KDI, in South Korea. As a part of this project, we are conducting a series of expert interviews with scholars across Europe. The interview will be recorded and of course, with your permission, and it may be shared on our center's official YouTube channel later. And let me briefly introduce the background of our research. So over the past few years, our team has conducted quantitative studies on how Korea is perceived across the European countries. However, this year we decided to shift toward a qualitative research, focusing on in-depth interviews with leading scholars in European countries. We want to go beyond the statistical trend to better understand the narratives, experience, and meaning that shape how Korea is represented in various culture and political contexts in European countries. So our current theme focuses on public perception of Korea in Europe, especially how these perceptions have evolved over time in relation to Korea's cultural presence, political development, and academic representation. In that sense, we are truly honored to speak with you and today as an expert on South Korea in Czech Republic. And first of all, I would like to ask your personal question about personal biography, and could you tell us a little bit about how you first became interested in studying Korea and Korean studies as well?
So you know that I am a little bit old, so my way to Korea was a very large issue, and so I'm now the professor of Korean studies in Charles University in Prague since 1993. And before I was employed in Oriental Institute in Prague since 82. And before I studied Korean studies and Russian studies at Charles University in Prague. And so let me speak a little bit about the context, because the case of Korean of Czechoslovakia or Czech Republic is a little bit special because Czechoslovakia, the late Czechoslovakia, was a part of the Eastern Bloc. That means also the one-sided diplomacy with North Korea. So since it was since 48 to 89, yeah. So the diplomatic ties with the Republic of Korea were established only in 1991. So my first interest in Korean studies was a little bit random, because I would like to study Russian literary history and literature as well, but there was no possibility to study literature, theory of literature, and so I applied for Russian studies, and there was nothing more than such topics like history, and my father rejected it, so because he was a historian here, and so I applied for Korean studies. I have no special interest at the time, but since my first year, I fall in love into Korean literature, and that's all. Yeah, so that's the beginning of all the process.
Wow! This is like truly coincidence. By chance you start to fall into the Korean studies, then.
Yeah, it was by chance. But it's only the beginning, yeah. So I started by chance, but I fall in love in Korean literature, because there were a lot of translations of the old literature in the Czech Republic, and for example, my interest started since the time I read the book Sasinam Jongi by Kim Man-jung.
Yeah, could you tell us about like since your bachelor program in Korean literature and Korean studies, then how
Yeah.
you developed to this academic field further, so on?
So we have no bachelor and master because we have at the time they were only 5 year study, and so we have the classical education. So that is about literature, history, and language. So in a classical form of study, no modern literature. So we studied a little bit old-fashioned Korea, yeah. So it was something that arose my interest because there was many things, and I have also a good professor, yeah. So that's Professor Vladimir Pucek, whom I'm very grateful because of his evolving my interest, my emotions. So this is at the time we have only one professor now, Korean lecturer, and so I study step by step, and I finished my studies by the team of. I'm sorry. I was forced for this team, the proletarian literature in Korea in 1920s. Yeah, so it was something I didn't select, but I was forced for doing it. But after my graduating, I was employed at the Oriental Institute, and I started to translate, but not the modern literature because it was very limited at the time. We also cannot translate the South Korean literature, and North Korean literature was very bad. So I started to translate the old literature, such as Kim Man-jung's Kunmong, if you know it.
Yes.
Yes. That was my pleasure, and that is the beginning of my translations at the time.
Okay, that's very fascinating. I've been collecting like many other experts in European countries' personal journey to the Korean studies. It was kind of similar to yours, because it was by chance also they fall into the Korean studies. They never knew Korea before because most of the experts are quite aged a little bit, like 1990s they started to study, and it was very interesting. And this research is more toward to yet now about like public perception. And then now I was wondering like how did your early interest evolve into the current position as one of the Czech Republic's leading scholars on Korea and also maybe East Asia? Now, like what kind of researches are you interested in related to Korea?
So that's the literature. At first, I'm not expert, but my research deals with the old and the modern literature. I'm writing essays and books about this topic, and also not history of culture. Yeah, so not culture like K-pop, but the old cultural symbols and motifs and something like that. Yeah, so these are my themes, and sometimes history. But recently we received a project from AKS, and this project deals with the diplomacy. This institute is called Korea and Eastern Europe Institute, and we deal with the diplomacy and such themes like North Korea and the Cold War. Yeah, it was about NNCS and Korean orphans and culture diplomacy and so on. So this is my second theme of today.
Okay, then like we can moving into the today's theme, particularly public perception of Korea in Czech Republic. Given your extensive experience and observing, and maybe you're teaching about Korea to the students or just general public in the Czech Republic, I'd like to hear your perspective on how the general public including also your students maybe in the Czech Republic, perceive the Korea right now? Also, maybe you could tell us a little bit more about the changes and evolves over the time you experience, like since you start to study about Korea.
Yeah, I think there are some points I can observe during my career. The first were it is really something like a history. Olympic Games of 80s. Yeah, so that was the first point. Czechs understand Korea as a country they would like to. Yeah, they would like to know more. Yeah, so there was the Olympics in Seoul in 88. And then after the establishing the diplomatic relationship, that they discover Korea step by step. And the points of the more general interest are, I'm sorry, but it is it is connected with the culture. So first Korean dramas. Because one of these dramas was also shot in Prague, if you know Prague. Prague yes. And then it went through the Korean dramas and then K-pop and then more academically. So there are also many translations. So Czech Republic has the custom to translate literature and from the original language, and there are many as Germans do it as well. But it is also something that is another part of the public that more or less intellectual. So general people consider Korea through the culture, not through politics. Some would the ideas were influenced by the economy. Yeah, so that is because in 90s there were Korean enterprises or chaebols and Czech Republic. So that is something that after they entered, Korea was considered a development country that is above Asia. So something highly developed democratic country. For this, the second idea, there are no proof, nothing, no background, but it is the general idea about Korea. So it comes, it rises more and more after the K-pop and K-dramas. But before there were the image of Korea it is a democratic and highly technological developed country.
Yeah, probably like I have not known much about like the industrial relationship between Korea and Czech Republic, but I've seen whenever I visit the Prague and also like the airport, and there are also like written in Korean, and also I heard that many Korean workers, expat living in Czech Republic, also working for Korean branched companies, and that can be also very influential, I guess. So as far as like you told us about more cultural influence by Korea side, and then through I was wondering like through which channels such as media, education, popular culture, even your daily life in the Prague or the Czech Republic, do Czech people most encounter Korea in daily life?
I think media are standard, because you have to understand that Korea is an Asian country, not our neighbor. So all the media that refer about the news from Korea, that these are the news that are highly important. So. For example, if for example the coup d'état by Yoon that was something that was medialized in every media. So in TV, in radio and in all the newspapers. And I sometimes serve as an expert for these medias, and I was asked many times. So this is something that was reflected by, but it is not reflected for a long time. It is only something like new. And after 3 days, because the things were solved, so it was reported that everything is okay and Korea is in normal state. So this is something that repeated after the important issues on Korea. So this is not for a long time. For a long time, these are teams like Nobel Prize, but not politics. And so also some cooperation between Korea and Czechoslovakia, Czech Republic, for example. This we have the atomic energy project with Korea, and this is the topic for maybe 3 or 4 days, because there are some complication. I don't understand them, but the issue is for several days. But there are more Czechs don't like politics. They like to maybe live another. So they are not homo politicus. But they like to do normal things, and they like more culture or eating. Culture is eating is also culture. Not interesting many in politics in a far country like Korea.
Let me ask. Okay. Let me ask like a little bit broader moment. Maybe like, was there any particular event or moment, maybe culturally impact when you notice a visible shift in how Korea is perceived in the Czech Republic? For example, like you say, some 1980s there was Olympic, 90s the diplomatic relationship, and in these days maybe there was any kind of like visual shift. You can feel it maybe from the even students, like.
Yes, I think it appears the rising interest of Korea and Czech Republic, that all the people notice that Korea exists. It is after 2000, so K-dramas and then K-pop, but still. The more I don't know, but I think that is really the last 3 or 4 years that Korea attracted the attention. So because K-pop attracted the attention of teenagers. But teenagers are getting old, so there are more and more people who are interested in Korea, and K-pop is nothing that or K-culture is nothing that is only for 3 or 4 years. So that is interest in Korea, and there are many platforms appeared in the last 5 years that deal with not with K-pop. They begin with it, but they are interested in Korea as well. So in Korean reality, in Korean eating and cosmetics and so on. So that is the moment that Korea's image was realized, that was depicted. That this is Korea. Korea is not only kimchi and BTS, but Korea is. They have such marriages, such clothing. And so it is real interest in Korean reality. So I think it comes with the K culture, but it is more deep now. So there are platforms like maybe it is called like keyword, K-word, and you can observe how the teams are changing. So from the BTS and the team of the army service to the real politic or social politic and so on. So it is something that is a process.
Okay. Okay. So as far as I understood, like since 2000s, early 2000, there was like a rising moment of Korean, maybe like K-drama and also K-pop culture, and then people generally perceive this, receive the maybe like Korean culture in their own way. Then this theme has expanded more horizon and like variety of other aspects of Korea.
Yeah,
okay.
That's right.
I was wondering, like, it's quite maybe black and white question, but in your observation, in which area are you perception? Do you think like the perception are positive and negative? For example, like Korea-related politics or culture or economy for the general public of Czech Republic.
I think Korea was perceived positively and more positively. I think it is something like the insight is not deep, So general public perceive is highly positively, and that's it is consistent approach to Korea, and sometimes it is a little bit stupid. Because everything in Korea is considered great and such. There are also faults in your society. So they maybe they don't like to see these problems and faults in your politics and society. But Korea is consistently positively viewed. So that's something that I cannot understand, but I think it's understandable because they would like to see it positively.
Probably like when you talk about when we are talking about
General
general
public,
probably they have some certain image about Korea, which is very positive in Czech Republic, as you said. And although they don't know much about history of Korea, politics of Korea, social problem of Korea. Okay, this is
generally people like to have opposites. So what is negative is North Korea, and what is highly positive is South Korea, because there is also something that we have to the relationship with the North. So I think it is also something that is related to our past.
This research is conducted now in 2025, so like we couldn't avoid the question about the political event has happened in South Korea like last year and this year, and I want to ask you like how have recent political and cultural change in South Korea, for example, like martial arts law, as you mentioned, also democratic change, and like another presidential election affect the public perception of Korea in Czech Republic. You partially already mentioned, but I wanna address something.
Yeah, understand. So I think that is not something like perceiving. Yes, it is something like media reported about it, and people don't ask the background. Yeah, so this is simply reported. And no evaluation about it.
Simply reported, you mean like it's like a straight article or something? Like there was not point of view how it processed about?
No, it is simply reported. That means it was announced that, for example, this was such a law was accepted and so on, but no special commentaries, if yet, so that very few.
Yeah, because maybe because it was not the main topic in Czech Republic's media channel, and it was maybe partially dealt with about East Asian part.
Yeah.
Or maybe-
We have the last years we have other problems because we have we are looking to Russia and what is Russia doing with Ukraine, and we stand with Ukraine, and Korea is a little bit somewhere far, and it is not our primordial interest.
Yes.
If you understand it.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. But as you are the professor in a university, and maybe you might have dealt with this topic with maybe students. Have you this political change in South Korea influenced how you discussed with the students in academia or classroom settings? And have you dealt with this topic as well? How?
Yes, everything with Korea is perceived by Austria. I try to discuss with them because it is something that they have to understand, and they cannot understand it without the context. So this is something that we discuss about, and they also because. I'm a reliable person, and they ask me for my opinion. So this is two ways. I think they would like to understand, and
Yes.
it is not also not something that will influence their attitude to Korea, but they like to understand it. So we discuss about these topics even shortly.
Okay. Now I would like to move into. You already mentioned a lot, but like I would like to shortly more focus on the K wave and K-pop cultures. And do you talk with some students about like or general public, like in Czech Republic, are there any particular Korean drama, films, cultural product have attracted the attention in Czech Republic?
So there are not few, but many, because yeah, I know that you will ask about Netflix. So Netflix is something that a platform by which the ordinary people can absorb the Korean culture. And the first influential culture, I think. People like Kim Ki-duk, really. Yeah. So it was, but intellectual and a little bit strange people, but they it is custom to like to like Kim Ki-duk in the Czech Republic, and that and after that and they like for example films by Park Chan-wook. Yeah, so that's something that form something like a basis for understanding Korean films. So then there will discuss such films like Parasite. Parasite was also discussed very hardly, yeah. And then then Han Gang, yeah, and then her Nobel Prize. It was the last year, and Ojingo game as well, yeah. And most recently, everybody likes. I don't understand it. The film. What is this? K-pop. Demon Hunters.
K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah.
Sure.
So everybody likes it, yeah. So it is well done, yeah. So but it is spread through Netflix and discussed on many levels.
Okay. So as far as I understood, maybe Kim Ki-duk, Park Chan-wook, these are the maybe like who are maybe intellectual, as you said, interested in Korea, and then general public, they can approach it to the maybe Parasite. Also, Han Gang was Nobel Prize, that's why they can approach. Also, Squid Game and this K-pop, they want us to expand more horizon of Korean
Yeah. Everybody saw Eun-Jeung Game and this Demon Hunters, yeah. But only some sort of people likes Kim Ki-duk and Park Chan-wook and Han Gang, yeah. But because Parasite received the Oscar and Han Gang the Nobel Prize, so everybody was curious, and people who like Korean culture or maybe the pop culture, they try to read it. Yeah, so this is something that can be curious, and also the evaluation of such people are not something that you would like to hear about, but the ordinary people who like Korean culture, this pop culture, they also try to read and approach to Korea by such maybe master works or more intellectual works.
Okay. Maybe let me into your maybe daily life in Prague or Czech Republic. Could you see some kind of like Korean products or Korean restaurant or Korean cafes in your daily life, and like do Czech people in their life on daily basis go to the restaurant or consume Korean related products as well?
Yeah, it is also the something that appears in the last few years. Maybe 5 years before it started, Korean restaurants were in the past were very difficult to find, and also there was these are not very fancy, but now there are many restaurants appeared in the last 2 years in Prague, and also I found it them in the countryside. Yeah, so that is not only related to Prague. And what is also my students, because it is they are kimchi eaters, and they like to go to the Korean restaurants, even if it is not very the prices are high. Yeah, and I think they started with buffets. Yeah, so buffets are something that that is also a chance for Korean meals. And so with this popularity, also there's also Korean hasuks for Koreans, and many Koreans came, and but we have what we have and the cosmetics for Czech young people. For me as well, is something that is of the high quality, and they believe in it. Yeah. So but we have no Myeongsil yet. Yeah. So cosmetics and eating, it is K-shops are also in Prague, in Austria, in many bigger towns. There many in cities there are K-shops, and also these electronic shops, so you can order everything.
Okay, online shops maybe.
Yeah.
So like you mean those restaurants or cosmetic product shops can also reach it to the general public without even except for those students or Korea related
not only
people.
Students. I think it is very popular now. It is connected to the K wave, and K culture, because if you like Korean films, you have to like also Korean food and etc. Yeah, the young people like to be like the heroines of the K dramas and so on. So you understand it, yeah.
Yes. So almost like we go to the last questions. A few questions left, and then from your perspective, this is like public diplomacy research. So what are the main challenges or opportunities for Korea and Korean government? They can enhance their image in Czech Republic in the near future, maybe, if you have any suggestion.
So I no suggestion, because I am only professor of Korean studies. But I think this policy is very well, because with culture, the image, the positive image, can come to the Republic, and it can influence the young people, and young people can influence their parents and also the politics. So this positive image made by culture is something that can have the proper influence. So I'm not sure if I like this kind of diplomacy, but it functions.
Yes. Somehow it seems like very working well. And what about as a professor in a university and Korean study department? And how could you say academia and cultural cooperation between Korea and the Czech Republic can more improved or strengthened in
So
academic
I
way?
think I think we have many treaties with Korean universities, and real good support by everything, by translations of concepts of everything I would like to have. I can ask in Koreans. I'm ashamed that we cannot offer such things to Koreans. Yeah. Because I'm really we have a good relationship, and I cannot say that we can ask for more. Really, it's something that I'm not satisfied. I'm really sometimes ashamed by this this offer.
So do you mean current status, the relationship between Korea and Czech Republic academically is pretty much satisfying?
More than satisfied.
But what I was wondering, maybe like how many students annually in your department receive?
So we because we have small lecture rooms, we accept only 20 per year, but there are about 200 people annually. They apply for Korean studies, so we have the entrance exams, and so this is something that we select the people whom we like to teach here.
But is there any kind of particular requirement you see for the candidate?
So we ask for the general. So we like the intelligent people, and we have 3 levels of the test. So it is not about only about Korea, but about the ways of thinking, and we ask for reading. And the average of the books they read for the entrance exam is about 20-25. So they were well prepared for the study, because we have to distinguish the people who would like to marry Korean and the people who has the proper interest for Korean studies.
So then it was not necessary for those candidates to speak or already learn Korea.
So we ask for the alphabet, but that's all.
Okay. This is the last question. Is there anything else you would like to add that you feel is important for understanding how Czech Republic perceive Korea today?
I don't know if I have some other. No other notes.
Okay, thank you so much, Professor Löwensteinová, and this has been a truly insightful conversation with you, and your perspective will be invaluable for our research. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. And
okay, first,
have a nice day.